Welcome back, ladies and gents. Episode 33. The boys are finally excited about the NBA. Drew, what jersey are you rocking?
Today I have a retro Detroit Pistons Dennis Rodman jersey. Here's the deal. This is the NBA episode that we've all been waiting for. Not really, but this is hot news. We're going to do a live NBA draft lottery episode. We're about 10 minutes out from that starting, and we're going to take live takes while the lottery unravels.
Live reactions.
Detroit Pistons tied with three other teams with a 14% chance for the number one pick. Victor Wembanyama, 7'3" beast that can run the floor, shoot, block, play defense. He's been the consensus number one pick on everybody's mock draft board since the beginning of everything. So
he's like the best prospect since LeBron. It's basically what's happening.
It's LeBron. It's Tim Duncan. It's Shaq. It's Magic. I mean, those are the four names that I've been hearing on all the forums. Like, he's that guy.
Is there any chance Detroit actually gets the number one pick, or is the fix in?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to get excited because I don't want to be excited and then find out in a half an hour from now that we don't. And then I'm just super pissed.
I'm pretty excited.
I'm going to plan for the worst. If we're out of the top five, I'm going to rip TVs off the wall. If we are five, I'm just going to end the episode. If we're number two, it's going to be even worse because it could be a short episode.
Here's the thing. If the Pistons get the one pick and get him, and he's even close to what they say he is, we are in the hunt for a championship for the next decade, arguably. Because he's a
because you got to pay those guys after the rookie contract. But if we can keep the mold together and bring in some role players or even an aging veteran.
A couple guys to come in and help them meld together, some leadership in there. Like they brought in Torrey Hunter and Sheed at the end there, and the 04 days. I mean, making me want to go grab my Ben Wallace jersey. But
you mean Lindsey Hunter, not Torrey Hunter?
Oh yeah, no. Torrey Hunter came in on the Tigers. Nice guy, by the way. Met him when I was interning for the Tigers. Nicest guy in the world.
Perfect. Here's the deal about this draft, though. If this is very, very comparable to the 1997 draft with Tim Duncan. There's the number one pick in Tim Duncan and the rest of the field. Like, it's either you get the number one pick or you're getting like Keith Van Horn as your fourth or fifth pick, which is garbage. Yeah. Keith Van Horn, all respect, you're a great.
Yeah, I mean, I love the white boys that shoot the threes.
You weren't a generational player like Tim Duncan was. Also, if Spurs have a 14% chance to get the number one pick, if they tanked for like 25 minutes and then they get the number one pick, it's going to be one of these.
Detroit's been bad for so long in all of our sports. Like, we as a fan base across Detroit need this to rally behind. If we have a good Lions team and number one pick, like the excitement coming into the fall when basketball season picks up in October, and if the Lions are even kind of good, is going to be incredible. It's going to be, and we need it because it's been like 1,000 days since a Detroit team has won a playoff game. I'm not saying been to the playoffs. I mean, it's been 1,000 days since we've won a playoff game. That's too long. That's years.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And Detroit needs this. We were the worst team in the NBA last year. We actually deserve the number one pick.
Right. We need
the most help. But a quick stat before we move on to Ja Morant, because this is an NBA episode. This is very rare that we just talk about the NBA. But before we move on to that, the team with the worst record with the lottery system that we have now has never gotten the number one pick.
It's due.
Let's break that today.
We're due.
Please break that today.
Let's use gambler's logic. We're so due.
We are extremely due. Moving on to our first topic today in the NBA, Ja Morant.
What is that dude thinking? He's the dumbest guy on earth.
Dude's going to get in some trouble.
How? Like, you've been given this winning lottery ticket
of life and money.
Of life. Of like, you are one of the most talented people on earth. You did all the right things to get to the point where you're about to cash in on a monumental payday. You get in trouble once with guns. You should be so far away from firearms, it's not even funny. And what do? You IG live with a gun? What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking?
The second time. So I saw Adam Silver on one of the ESPN things today. He literally was just like beat down, depressed on how disappointed he was. He looked like a father that like he yelled at his kid 10 times. And then the 11th time he continued to do bad. Yeah, decisions.
He's not upset. He's just disappointed now and broken. Like I've tried.
All jokes aside, he's got to be suspended at least 40 games, 40 to at least half the season. Millions of dollars is being wasted down the drain just to wave a gun.
Just to wave it.
By the way, Ja, we all got guns. We get it. This is America. We all have guns.
There's more guns than people. Like we get it, but you just can't do it.
I get you want to be this tough, hard dude, but you've been yelled at.
Yeah, dude.
You've been reprimanded.
You're in the NBA.
You've been discussed the repercussions of doing it again. So what do you do?
The pros just are so far below the cons in this situation. I just don't know what his rationale is. And it's just comes back to one thing. He's just not very smart. He's just not very smart. Not very smart.
Well, I was talking with a buddy today and I called him an idiot. I was like, oh, he's an idiot. And he like reprimanded me for saying he makes idiots look bad. Okay.
I thought you were going to go the other way with that. I was like, oh, you're just like, no, yeah. He gives idiots a bad name.
I'm moving on from him. Hopefully he can get his life together, but
I hope he figures it out.
All jokes aside, he's suspended half the season, my opinion.
Yeah.
The NBA needs to come down on it hard. It's a global brand that sells a lot of money, and I could see him sweeping it.
I could see him sweeping it and trying to we got the draft, we got the NBA finals, just trying to make it go away and hope everybody forgets.
That's not going away. The internet is forever, man.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir there. This is that weird situation where Republicans all of a sudden have an anti-gun stance, which always makes me laugh.
That makes no sense.
But you know what I mean, right? Yeah, everybody's you can't do that. And it's dude, I know you have 16 guns downstairs. I've seen them. I've seen your gun safe. Yeah, you can't wave in your cars. I thought this was America.
Right.
Why can't I? And
that was my buddy's Instagram.
No, he's going to be it's an airsoft gun. I'm waiting for the airsoft gun defense. Didn't you see the orange tip? Didn't you see the orange tip?
No, I saw the red flags. That's what I saw.
So many.
Moving on to our next topic right before this draft lottery starts.
We're a few minutes out still. So Drew's got it on in the background. We're going to kind of watch and react to it together live. So before that, though, Drew wants to make an apology. NBA playoffs, final
NBA
four.
Playoffs. We're down to our conference finals, and I actually have an apology to make. And I don't know if I've directly said this on the podcast, but I've said it to my friends and those I've talked about the WA and the WNBA. Holy cow! About the NBA playoffs and the bubble championship. I said the bubble championship doesn't count. It's the Disneyland championship. It doesn't count. They weren't playing hard. Nobody cares. The same 4 teams that made it to the 2020 NBA conference finals are the same 4 teams this year. So what does that tell me?
They were good.
They were pretty good. That was the real deal. So a huge apology on my end. I've been giving LeBron and his legacy a huge knockdown because of the bubble championship. I've been making fun of Denver for making it. I've been making fun of Miami for probably not deserving to make the NBA finals that year.
I love that. Sorry.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
I love that Jimmy Butler has become the NBA darling. Oh, by the way, props on you for, being man enough to admit when you're wrong. Respect.
Well, it's difficult.
It's hard.
The fact that the same 4 teams
I think you're the real winner in this conversation.
Well,
coming out
I'm not going to take too much credit on that.
take all the credit. Love that Jimmy Butler just went from being kind of the villain of the NBA to kind of being beloved. I think America is kind of on the heat this year and pulling for Jimmy to get that ring.
Jimmy Buckets.
I love him. He's
By
just
the way,
a savage.
As you can see in the background, we're at 8 p.m. Draft lottery has begun.
Ooh.
It's in the background. I'm going to be watching it straight ahead as well. So I'm not sure if Rich, you have it on or not, but
I'm kind of going to watch it with you over your shoulder. My TV's over here. It's a whole thing.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to worry about it. I just need to know what happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like, did you ever watch the movie Hardball with Keanu Reeves?
No.
Should
I have?
Oh, yeah, you should. It's great. He plays a degenerate gambler who borrows money from his stockbroker buddy. And then instead of paying him back, his stockbroker buddy makes him coach a little league inner city team in Chicago because he doesn't want to do it. So that's like his way to pay him back. His law office or whatever sponsors the team, and then he has to go coach so the rich guy doesn't have to. But anyway, there's a scene where he's got like 12 grand riding on a Bulls game and he's standing outside the bar watching it because he can't take it anymore and having his buddy like tell him what's going on. That's what I feel like in this draft.
This is a big deal for Detroit. And again, if we don't get the number one pick, Detroit's going to be bad again for the next 5 years.
Oh, it's between us.
It's very scary.
Who else has 14%?
Houston, the Houston Rockets.
I wouldn't be shocked if Houston gets it. They're a big basketball city. They love it.
It's a huge market. I'd be surprised if San Antonio got it again.
I'd be shocked.
The fact that they got Tim Duncan and then 20 years of success.
They 25 years later, they get another shot.
They tank for like 25 minutes. It's not fair. It's like the Chicago Blackhawks. They tank for like 8 weeks.
They trade how do you go from toes to the number one pick? Like, you did it, man. You got 3 ships. Let somebody else have some fun. But the Red Wings got screwed a couple of years ago. Was it Connor McDavid?
The Red Wings have been screwed the entire time during their rebuild.
It's so bad.
Of a potential
generation
potential draft selection, like let's say if they picked exactly where they're supposed to, that'd be 0. They're -2. So they've lost spots based on the lottery, which
doesn't make any sense.
Make it make sense.
They just don't want. And Detroit has such great fans is the worst part. Like across sports, they show up, they sell out, they love their teams. It's a good fan base.
The Tigers are struggling right now, but
every Major League Baseball team outside of the Yankees and Red Sox struggles to fill their stadium.
The Dodgers and the Padres. But yes, I agree. We are 12 minutes and 42 seconds out from the reveal. Our next topic here. NBA coaches Monty Williams of the Suns and Doc Rivers of the 76ers relieved of their duties today. Just another victim of non-continued success from the head coach in the NBA. So 26 NBA champion Tyronn Lue fired a couple years later. 2019 NBA champion Nick Nurse a couple years later fired from Toronto. 2020 NBA champion Frank Vogel a couple years later fired by the Lakers. 2021 NBA champion Mike Budenholzer. Corey might make fun of me for how I pronounce his name because it was probably wrong. Relieved of his duties for Milwaukee this year after they lost. 2021 Western Conference champion Monty Williams fired yesterday from Phoenix. And last year's Eastern Conference champion Ime Udoka fired from Boston. However, he wasn't fired because he was bad. He was fired for little extracurricular activities that he was doing.
There's like we can put an asterisk on him.
Definitely I put 3 asterisks on it.
3.
You can see it on the script. He was sleeping with his employees. So you can't do that when you
can't do it.
Can't do that. So does the NBA have a firing good coaches problem? Like, seriously, these guys made or won the NBA finals at the highest of their league. And the second the team struggles because they didn't build a dynasty, they're just going to cut them loose. I personally don't like that. I don't know.
I feel like the NBA has like the reverse problem of the NFL, where in the NFL, I feel like it's really hard to find a great head coach. I think a lot of guys are really knowledgeable and can come in and be a great position coach, but there's not a lot of great head coaches in the NFL.
You see a lot of coordinators struggle or take the next step.
They just, for whatever reason, can't take the leap of managing the whole team. In the NBA, it feels like these guys are very qualified to do the job. Everybody can't win the championship every year. It's just not possible. The one that I get, like Philly's been projected to be there for like 10 years now, and they never do it. So
yeah, Doc Rivers with Philly 3 years in a row, lost in the second round. He's lost his last 10 game sevens.
You can't get to the Eastern Conference final with that roster with Joel. I mean, they've been trusting the process for a long time in Philly, and I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm always the guy that I probably have erred on the side of give the coach an extra year. Like, especially if they were good. Let's see. Everybody has a down year. Like, shit happens. So yeah, this is one where I'm kind of going to take your college athlete stance, where I like to see a little bit more commitment out of both sides on that one. I like to see them like kind of. Yeah.
I like that. So, I might build off of that someday in the future. But
hey,
so my question for you.
This is professionals.
My question for you, Monty Williams, probably the most respected NBA coach right now, both on professionalism and how he develops offensive scheming. And Doc Rivers, he's a great coach. He just hasn't been able to get it done recently. Should the Detroit Pistons, find their digits and try to give him a shot?
I mean, Doc Rivers has championship pedigree. So like, I wouldn't hate that one bit bringing him in. He's been around. He knows everybody. He's not going to mess it up for you. I don't know if he was the problem in Philly or if it's ownership or I don't know what their issue is. Probably when they brought Harden in this year is when everybody should have known they were going to be terrible.
From what I've seen so far, Harden was either NBA MVP caliber or garbage can.
Yeah, playing at the local Y. Well, I wouldn't hate that. And as for Monty Williams, like, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about him. You know that I'm not super following the NBA. But if he's good, like, I'll kind of take your word at it. I think that I think the Pistons should explore any and all options, see who's the best fit for what they're trying to build. Because they've got a good young core. Hopefully they draft a generational talent. We'll find out if they're going to have the opportunity here in like 4 or 5 minutes?
7 minutes and 56 seconds, which
we'll
can kind of bring us into our final topic here of the lottery. Final topic here, did we win or lose? So we're going to discuss that at the end. But
so what do you think? Should we take? So that'll be the last thing, is how we feel about the lottery. So what do you think about the coaching situation, though? Because you pay closer attention to the NBA than I do.
I would love to bring in Monty Williams. He's extremely respected across the board as a player's coach, and he's seen some success. Look what he did with Phoenix. They were a mediocre team.
They were bad.
Yeah, they were bad. They drafted very well. They brought in Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and then they brought in CP3. So that was a nice core. Made it to the finals, ran into the buzzsaw of
they ran Giannis. Into the Kardashians is what they did.
Touche. Can't believe
it. Call back to an earlier episode of the all Kardashian team.
Here we go. Best chance for number one pick up on the screen. Pistons 14%. Oh, the screen changed. Rockets 14%. Spurs 14%, and then the Hornets 12.5%. And then the screen change, I lost it. But Monty Williams, he's might be a little too expensive on a non-developed team.
I think depending on what happens tonight, we'll have a lot of weight. Like if we get the number one pick, all of a sudden Monty might look at that roster, Cade, Victor, Jaden. Oh, there's some stuff to work with there.
Dudes that are between 19 and 21 years old, just waiting to develop. I agree.
Right. You're just looking at that. You're like, and not only that, but you're going to have some room to move in free agency and probably go bring in some really good talent to support these guys because they're not getting max deals. So you can throw a max deal at somebody like a Jimmy Butler, entice him to come up. Or, there's a lot of like, did Ayton, like,
there's a 0% chance that Jimmy Buckets is leaving Miami for Detroit.
No, I think he loves it there. That was probably a reach. Speaking of Jimmy Buckets, completely off topic, but have you read the conspiracy theory that he's Michael Jordan's son? Yeah. That's my second favorite Jordan conspiracy theory behind that his dad got killed for his gambling debts to the mob.
Man, that's aggressive.
But it's a great, because when they put them side by side, like they do look a lot alike.
I believe both conspiracies, honestly.
Well, his dad getting shot one is just so weird. I think there's a lot more to that story that we'll never know.
We'll never know. Yeah.
Speaking of Michael Jordan, did you watch Air? Like as we fill our last 4 minutes before?
I did watch it. I thought it was a great movie.
I really enjoyed it. I had nothing really happened, but so much happened in 2 hours.
I love how dorky they made Phil Knight.
Oh my God, it was incredible. Because did you watch Winning Time?
No.
Okay. So on Winning Time, he has a cameo because he offers Magic Jordan a similar deal. He offers him like
Jordan.
Yeah, Magic Johnson, a similar deal to Jordan in 83 or 84, whenever Magic, or in the 80 when Magic came into the league. Mm-hmm. He offered him like Nike stock, and at least Winning Time said he offered him his own shoe ahead of time. So that kind of leaves some question about that, but they got like a legitimate nerd to play Phil Knight. So going from a 5'5", like 130-pound guy to 6'2", 250 Ben Affleck was pretty hilarious to me.
Ben Affleck with the curly hair kind of freaked me out.
The Jerry curl was incredible.
Yeah. And I love that he would wear like suits with Nike running shoes.
It was the best. Well, he would do that stuff. Like,
I'm a Jason Bateman guy myself.
Love Jason Bateman.
Just his comedic timing on
dry
lines.
Sarcasm is 10 out of 10. Love to see Chris Tucker back in the mix.
I thought that he was on like cocaine the entire time he was on screen.
I like how he completely.
But that's just how he talks. That's how he talks.
Yeah,
but
that's how he talks. I like how he switched his whole demeanor from like when he was talking to the people that worked at Nike to when the Jordan family walked in.
Yeah.
Also went back and watched Rush Hour 2 last night after seeing Chris Tucker in that a couple nights ago. It holds up.
For sure.
But no, I really enjoyed Air. I mean, definitely learned some things. I worked at Nike in college, so we had to watch on like my first day all the training videos. So like we had to watch the videos with Phil Knight and like the beginning of Jordan, all that. And they had like that stuff in there from the early days of Nike, like his purple Porsche, like young Phil with his office and feet on the desk. So it was kind of funny to see them incorporate all that stuff into the movie. Worth a watch for anybody that didn't see it.
For sure. I thought it was a great movie. And well put together. It didn't push any weird narratives. It wasn't, just it didn't seem like a Nike commercial at all, which I thought it was going to be like, oh my gosh, they're going to make Nike look so cool, but no, not really.
It was very similar to like The Founder to me.
Yeah.
If you ever saw that. And do you know, so like Matt Damon's character, Sonny Vaccaro, who they follow, do you know anything about him?
I do not.
Dude, do some research on him. He was a savage. Pretty much like every crazy innovation with basketball, from the high school All-American games to recruiting to like getting shoe deals to schools and players to building it up. He like innovated all that. And he was just a degenerate gambler out of Las Vegas the entire time.
I did see that he was
like they touched on it. They touched on it during there, but he's just like this old school Italian dude that just made shit happen. He's a cool guy. I think he's got some 30 for 30s on him, or a 30 for 30 that was really good.
I'll probably deep dive on some YouTube.
He's great. He's a good one to.
We are.
How far out are we?
We're a minute 30 out. And I would imagine
90 seconds.
They'll
so like, we're going to be very involved in basketball if we get Victor.
Yeah. If we get this number one pick.
How do you say his last name?
Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama. I'm going to go with Wemby. Wemby or Wemba. I can't remember which one they were saying earlier, but all jokes aside, this is going to transform Detroit basketball if they can get the number 1 pick. Overnight. And this is outside of the championship years. This is the most important moment in Pistons history. It's going to turn the page of mediocre / rebuilding to it's now.
Yeah.
We're going back to work.
We've been bad for 15. We've been bad since 2008, since LeBron knocked us out of the semis. They just disbanded the team. Chauncey went to Denver. Sheed went to the Celtics. Big Ben went to Chicago. Like, it was just a sad time. And we are sitting here now with an opportunity to get a star that can complement our rising star in Cade. I mean, not really a compliment, but like be the guy. Cade would compliment him, I feel like.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to probably eat my words in the future. Detroit doesn't get nice things.
We don't get nice things.
We don't get nice things. I'm not super confident going into this. I think
we're going to get
because
this
we're equally percentage with other teams. It's not like we have a 75% chance of getting it, but
no, we're going to get it.
It's going to go to a team that just doesn't deserve it, and this is going to.
As long as it doesn't go to San Antonio.
Oh, Ben Wallace is the representative for the Pistons.
Hell yeah,
nice. He's looking old. Holy cow! Woof. Of course, I'm looking a lot older than what I was in 2004
Old
too.
Basketball players are the wild because they're still tall. Like football players, they can like slim down and look like a normal human again. And then you just see this old 8-footer. All right, here we go.
We are walking up, and again,
got Adam Silver going up there.
Nope, some random dude just dropped off the envelopes, and I think Adam Silver is going to be walking in right now.
Nope, he looks like the evil German dude in every the Indiana Jones movie.
Mark Tatum, the NBA deputy commissioner, is going to make the call. And I think he's done that before in the past. All right. With the 14th pick, again, we're watching live for those who are listening. 14th pick goes to the Pelicans.
Suck it, Zion.
13th pick goes to the Toronto Raptors. So far, so good. Again, we're watching live.
No
NBA
surprises.
Draft lottery. With the 12th pick goes to Oklahoma City Thunder. If they got the number 1 pick, they would have been super dangerous because they got some young talent there that's successful.
I feel like anybody in the middle range, if they get an early one.
11 goes to the Orlando Magic.
Okay. They're a team that is not good.
Dating back to the 80s and 90s. Number 10, the shouldn't be there Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, the tankers.
The last minute tankers.
They just decided to try and tank at the end.
All right, so now we're in the top 9.
By the way,
Utah
with your
Jazz.
With the Magic, how do you have Shaq and not pay Shaq?
Did you watch the 30 on 30 on that?
Yeah, it's incredible.
If I knew what I knew now, I probably would have re-signed with them. My bad. Number 8, Washington Wizards. I'm actually not going to even worry until we get to the bottom 3. But number 7, the Indiana Pacers.
They are cooking. They're not milking this at all.
No.
NBA or the NFL would have split this into 3 nights. You'd have had 4 through 8.
Number 6, the Orlando Magic again. So I didn't know that they had 2 picks. That would have been nasty if they got 1, 2.
God, miserable.
Number 5, Detroit Pistons.
Miserable.
Number 5?
So bad.
Come on. Oh my.
Where did San Antonio come out for? Or are they slowing everything down now, cutting to commercial?
They're going to commercial.
Rip out my heart. All right, well, guess I'm not going to care about basketball for another 10 years.
That's unreal.
So bad.
I wasn't even paying attention, and all of a sudden
I was really hoping like we'd at least get top 3 because like in my mind I'd be like, okay, Michael Jordan was a 3 pick.
All right,
like you could still get. It's just
we have the Spurs, Rockets, Hornets, and I can't even think of the 4th team.
I don't know.
I am so mad.
To be the 4th. I don't even know who the next one is.
We're the worst team in the NBA
by a margin. By like a decent margin. Are they going to tank again? A
top 3 pick.
They're going to tank again next year.
We just got Keith Van Horn. Congratulations, Detroit Pistons. Keith Van Horn, 5th pick of the NBA draft. I'm going to bed. This sucks.
Can't believe I rushed home for this.
My phone is blowing up right now.
Go ahead.
Let's read some hot takes from friends here.
Yeah.
Fuck sports. Fuck sports. That's the first one.
Accurate.
Rigged. This is bullshit. Why did I mean,
honestly, the more I watch, I do think that the NBA draft lottery is 100% rigged. I think it has been. I think it has been since the 90s.
One of my buddies in my group chat says the NBA the NBA lottery was today. I thought the season was still going. Come on.
Yeah, it is weird how they do that.
Well, he thought it was like the NBA draft was today.
That's funny.
Another buddy said, "Fuck this! I hate sports.
Miserable."
Oh my god! Can you see
the number one trending thing on Twitter is NBA rigged.
My friends are calling me now. We're gonna ignore that one. I'm not ready to talk to him yet. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
How to be that bad to tank that hard and get the 5th pick? I mean, I guess that's what you get for tanking, though. I don't know.
What happened to my stream? Just kind of quit working. Here we go. Get it back. All right, so let's just dive right into our last topic and get the hell out of here. Did we win or lose today?
I mean, do we even have to say it?
I think we're going to.
Not only did we lose, but it was insult. It was an embarrassing loss. Smackdown by the NBA. I'm in on it. The NBA's rigged. Rigged. And they're not even trying to fake it anymore. Not even trying to fake it.
Dude, the fact that we didn't even get a top 3 pick is just a straight slap to the face.
I'm just scrolling through Twitter of just the NBA rigged things, and we're not alone. It's just everybody. Everybody.
Well, we'll find out who got the 4 here as soon as we can get back from commercial. I'm not happy right now.
I'm a little upset.
I told myself earlier I wasn't going to be like.
You know what? I'm not upset. I'm just like disappointed because I was starting to get excited about championship basketball again, about high quality basketball, about actually wanting to watch the NBA for a change. Like, don't get me wrong. I like watching basketball, but I have a hard time getting invested in all the other teams. Like, I like to watch my team, and it's hard to watch a team tank. And it's hard to do that for multiple years on end. Like, I gave it a good after 2008. Like, I watched the Pistons pretty consistently till about 2013, 2014. And then it was just like, how much can you take before it just kind of fades out?
All right. So we're back from commercial here. We have the Rockets, the Spurs, the Hornets, and what is the last team? The Trailblazers. Actually,
Portland shouldn't get nothing.
I mean,
nobody cares about Portland.
I wouldn't mind him going to Portland. It's not a very good market for the NBA to rig it to go there. With the 4th pick of the 2023 NBA draft, it's going to go to the Houston Rockets. So
I thought they were going to get it.
They dropped out of the top 3 as well. So
that doesn't bother me. Like, I have no animosity towards Houston. I just can't stand the Spurs.
Portland with the 3rd pick. So now we're down. We're down to the Michael Jordan Hornets, and the Hornets for the second pick. Dude, the Spurs.
The Spurs. Are you kidding me? Can't stand the Spurs.
Did I not say in the beginning? I bet the Spurs get it because
you did.
They've been tanking for like 18 minutes.
They've been bad for all of 5 seconds.
So not only do they get the generational talent of David Robinson, 15 years later, they get the generational talent of Tim Duncan. And 20 years later after that, they get the generational talent of Victor.
So bad.
Wembanyama.
Well, there you have it, folks. Pistons basketball will be bad for another few years at least. Maybe this guy will be a bust. He's too tall. He's too lanky.
Let's start knocking
the
down.
Spin zone. Let's start knocking him. He's really not that good.
He's going to have ankle and knee problems.
He's going to be like Greg Oden.
I think he might be too light for the NBA strength.
Yeah, he's going to just get banged around. He's going to be like Greg Oden, where his joints just can't tank the length on him. It's too much torque.
I'm glad we didn't get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, it's too much torque on the joints. Your body can't take being that long. He's not going to be good.
At 5, we're going to get like a Charles Barkley, Dwayne Wade-esque talent.
Yeah, we need a sleeper. We're on team sleeper now.
Who are we kidding, Rich? This sucks.
Bad. I'm so upset.
I'm going to bed. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done.
Quick episode, everybody.
We'll talk about the NBA. Probably never, because the Pistons are bad. This sucks.
We'll casually mention whoever
got shafted again. Detroit can't have nice things. I'm so
can't have anything
fired up right now. They're interviewing him right now. He's like, "Where's San Antonio? I don't even know."
San Antonio. That's in New York, right?
What's a spur? Spur of the moment? Like,
God, he has no. Oh, God bless it. So bad. Hey, go Lions! Football season can't get here soon enough.
Is it bad that now we have to talk about the Tigers?
Dude, they've been good.
Like, imagine how many talking points we're going to have with the Pistons if they had the number 1 pick.
Oh, it'd be so fun to speculate. And if the Pistons, if the Pistons got the number 1 pick, we get to talk about that. We get to get all excited about that. I know I'm thinking about it, and I'm not going to do that.
Seriously, I'm feeding my dog. I'm going to bed. I'm out. See ya.
Night, everybody. See ya.